Morgan, just obviously this is what you guys train for. I mean, just how exciting is it to get to this time of year?
Yeah, I mean, this is the pinnacle of everything that we've been working towards. And Coach V, at the beginning of every season, since, with the program that's had such success, she always says to us, this team hasn't won anything yet. So it's really exciting to get to this point where we've turned the corner with this team and are just looking towards bringing home another championship.
Meredith, is that ironic when she says that? Because, I mean, you guys have won a lot.
Yeah, I mean, every year it's different because it's a new team, like she said. So this team hasn't won anything yet. So each year we kind of have to start over and start from the beginning. And, we just keep working until this point.
How have y'all seen maybe some of the young ones develop and kind of grow throughout the year?
Yeah, we have a pretty dynamic freshman class, and even I think about Levy McDonald, who's a redshirt freshman. She has just done incredible work over this year, has brought new skills to acrobatics and tumbling, and it's been really fun to see her shine and to see her grow. And just as far as our freshman class goes, they work incredibly hard. So just being able to see them grow into their skills and just grow into their personalities over the season, it's been really fun.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We have some freshmen. They always just come in and do exactly what the team needs them to do, and you never hear them complain or say really anything about, what they're doing. They just love to do it. So.
You guys are always, pushing the boundaries, trying new things. Do you do that going into a national championship, or?
Yeah, we changed a couple things around. I don't know that you'll see anything new, but it'll look a little bit different. And we've just trying to be smarter, not harder. Y'all, fun story. I'm late because I was on the phone because we're on two different flights because you can't get a big enough flight to go into Sioux Falls with all of us. And one of our athletes did not get on the first flight. So we're going to pick her up. She gets a $1,200 voucher, though. That's what I was dealing with walking down here. So sorry, you guys. But, yeah, we're always, we will continue to push the envelope. But I think being smarter going into the championship is the way to go. So we've been pretty intentional about what we put out there and where we put it.
Who has to take the flight solo?
Sienna Gibbon. We'll pick her up. So I was actually on the phone with our director of ops. Sienna was like, no, I'll stay. And is going to be on our flight. And she got a $1,200 voucher for getting bumped. I was like, Sienna, take the voucher. So she was happy to wait on us. So, but still, two different flights. Yeah, it's our first time. It's our first time having to divide up this way. So anyway.
Logistics.
Yes.
They were just saying before you walked in, just kind of your mentality is y'all haven't won anything just yet. Is that what you're bringing into this week?
Oh, for sure. This program has won 9 championships, but this team hasn't won a championship yet. We've had a really great season, an undefeated season, but the work is not done. And we know we have to show up and be intentional and be on point and be on our A game. Every single day that we go there, the gap is closing in start value. The gap is closing in skill set. So it's never been easy to win, but it's getting harder and harder to win, right? So, which makes it way more fun. So we're pretty excited. This is going to be an exciting championship.
Morgan, do you guys feel like one of your strengths is kind of locking in and focusing on that day?
Yeah, 100%. We are a team that loves to have a lot of fun with each other, but when it's time to get on the mat, we always say that we're going to flip the switch, and that really just means to lock in and have our eyes on exactly what it is that we need to do. And we put the work in, we put all the reps in practice, and once we get on the mat, it's just time for the performance. So we know exactly what to do, and we're in that moment.
Is this a new site for Nationals? Nationals ever been in Sioux Falls?
Yes, this is a new site. Universities can put in a bid to host, and this is the first time we'll be at Augustana, and then Augustana actually qualified for the championship for the first time, and they're going in 4th place. So it should be fun. We've been to Sioux Falls once before, not this year, but last year, so are familiar with the arena.
What is it like? What's the atmosphere?
The community is very supportive of their school and of their acro team particularly, so it'll be a great crowd. The arena is a little bit smaller than the Farrell Center, but they draw a really good crowd, even for a regular season meet, so I know they will do it upright for the championship.
Does that help grow the sport when you are going to a new site?
Absolutely. One of the things that I've noticed, even when we hold the championship at Baylor, and our community is pretty engaged at Baylor, we have the best fans, but it grows the fan base in that region when you host it on a campus. So Augustana, their coach and their athletic department, they've done a great job of educating the community about acro, but this will just elevate it even more. And then I'm hoping some schools that want to add in that region, their athletic directors will also come. The invite is out, so.
You were talking about growth earlier, just maybe with the gap closing. What can you say about, I guess, where we are now compared to when this all started?
Skill-wise, like as far as the gap closing, I look at old videos sometimes of when my first year at Baylor and then my first year at Oregon, and it doesn't look like a different sport, but you can definitely see the evolution. You can see the way it is officiated, the attention to detail, the meticulousness, the precision that's needed that wasn't quite there a few years ago. Maybe even Morgan's freshman year, it's probably changed. What we've seen is the introduction of acrobatic gymnastics and their skill set. And when we started this, there was really no way to score an acro, skill. So, for example, I remember the first time we did a hand-to-hand skill was when I was at Oregon. We had no idea what we were doing. And it was my second to last year there, and I was like, y'all, what if we did a handstand on somebody's shoulders right here? And nobody knew how to do it. We didn't know how to teach it. So we just figured it out. And there's a video of it somewhere, and they were the absolutely worst things I've ever seen. But they scored really well in 2013. And if you look at that, you see how what we did in 2013, number one, the start value is not very high. It's probably a 9.6. And then the way we did them would not score well. So that's really what you're seeing is like this introduction of all of these skills and then just honing in on all of the precision. And then I think you see young coaches coming in, a lot of former Baylor Bears, but young coaches coming in who are really jumping in with both feet. And they want to do what we've been doing at Baylor, which is let's see what else we can throw out there. Let's figure out a way to do this. And so it just makes it so much more fun to do. And that's why you're seeing the gap close in start values and the way that it's scored. Even though some things that we do look a lot harder than this because of the way it's scored, both could potentially score a 10. That allows the gap to close as well. And it just makes for a really fun meet. No one likes to, I like to win by 70 because I'm not as stressed. But, I think to a real sports fan, those close meets, that's what's fun to watch.
Do you share those techniques?
No. Yes, we do. No, a little. I will. We have a training every summer where we kind of come together and collaborate as a group of coaches in the spirit of let's grow the sport and let's grow it in the way that we want to grow it. We've got some trade secrets we keep right in there in that. But for the most part, overall, we do share. And that's one of the great things about the sport is the collaborative nature, even between the coaches, most of the coaches, even between the coaches and the athletes. And at the end of the day, we want to win a championship for Baylor, but at the end of the day, all of the athletes in the NCATA are on the same team because we all want to be a championship sport, an NCAA championship sport here in the next 18 months. So we kind of look at it that way, too. Big picture.
There's a lot of history in this season, 47 straight wins. You got your 100th win, a lot of 10s this season. Is this one of the more memorable seasons that you've had here?
It is. I don't know if it's because the sport's to a place where I can kind of actually just do my job and coach my team and be where my feet are because I do a lot of stuff in expansion. But I wouldn't say it's been memorable because of all those numbers. The wins are fun. It's been memorable because we got this new facility. And we've just had a really great, 4 years of great leadership from the class that's here. one of the most memorable things for me this year was the Oregon meet. Not that we won, but the atmosphere at the Oregon meet. We set a standard that I don't know if anybody's ever going to be able to touch. I don't think anybody can touch what Baylor did at that Oregon meet. Those are the moments that are memorable for me. But yeah, those five, and that's funny, you know, if you talk to our team about the Oregon meet, they don't talk about those 5 perfect 10s. They talk about the band walking in and everybody cheering for the band. They talk about the fight song being played by the band. They talk about just the synergy that was in the room. So for me, as cheesy as it is memorable for those reasons. But can you believe I got 100 wins at Baylor? That just means I'm old. I've been here a long time, y'all. 11 years. I can't even believe it.
You're really old. Along the lines of closing the gap, what does it say about the sport growing that there's several new schools here, aren't there, at the national championships?
Yeah, there are new schools. I think we're going to see that a lot over the next few years. So this year, Augustana ranked number 4. I think this is their 3rd year as a program. Iona ranked number 6. This is their 2nd year as a program. I can't remember who else, if there's another new one in there, but you're seeing, even in just the top 15, you're seeing all of these new names. I think you're going to see Duquesne there very quickly. I think you're going to see Canisius there. There's just there's a wealth of young coaches that are hungry and excited, and there's some great universities out there that are willing to support the sport. So we're pretty excited about that, and I love that. You know, for so long it's been the same 8 teams in the championship, and then back before all of these people were around, there were only 6 schools, and so you saw those same names over and over again. So to see these new schools come in and kind of overtake that is pretty cool.
UMHB new championship this year?
This is their 2nd year. Second year. Last year they made history making the first Division III team to make it into the championship at 8. I think they're at 7 this year, which is awesome.
Meredith, what was that Oregon experience like? Just like Fee talked about, the band, the whole thing, the crowd.
Yeah, it was truly something very unique to any other meet that I've really competed in. The band was awesome. Like she said, when they walked in, we were supposed to be warming up, but we were cheering for the band because they were walking in, and we were really excited to have all them there and to beat the attendance record. That was something that was really cool, and I had a lot of family there, so that was awesome. But yeah, very unique.